Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Y'all caught me when I was in the zone. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Levon Says, and I am your host, Levon. And before we get started with today's video, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Today, we're going to be talking about attitudes and how they are patterns of thinking. How attitudes are patterns of thinking. Attitudes are patterns of thinking. You develop a way of thinking about things, a way of approaching life. Every single person, including you, has a pattern of thinking, a way that you think about life. It goes back to the time when you were very young. Imagine for a moment that you're observing a child who's holding a large red rubber ball. And before you can ask a question, the kid says, "What are you looking at? It's my ball. It's not your ball." Immediately it's an attitude, right? And so as you continue to observe this kid and his red ball, he's tossing his ball up in the air and catching it, right? And all of a sudden, in the midst of his playing and going on his merry way and catching the ball, he drops the ball. And everybody freezes to see, what's going to take place, what's going to happen next. We all have been in those kind of situations where we can think back and remember how children have acted, our kids, or whatever the case is. And you're looking to see what's going to happen. If this kid is going to be upset because he dropped the ball, will he be angry? And the truth of the matter is, he'll drop many balls. And each time he drops the ball, he'll have to choose his attitude. Over time, his whole view of life will be shaped by this pattern of thinking. In life, it'll establish. He'll have many attitudes that he can choose from, but for time of video's sake right now, I'll just choose 4. Okay? Number 1, he could have this blaming attitude. Dumb ball. Who made this cheap, lousy, down store, Dollar General, 99-cent store ball? It's so slippery. Or he could have the attitude of entitlement. Where's my parents? I think I'm going to have to do a whole separate video on that one, okay? But where's my parents? I can't believe my parents are not here when I dropped this ball. What kind of parents are they? If they really love me, they would be here and help me pick up this ball. Then the third one is, I'm such a loser. I always drop balls. I play with other kids, and they ain't dropping balls all the time. I'm the only one who drops balls. What's wrong with me? Such a loser. Right? Or the fourth attitude could be, it's my fault. I dropped the ball. In my Dave Chappelle voice, I drop balls all the time. I'm going to have a positive attitude, and I'm going to pick up the ball, and I'm going to go about my business. And maybe I can grow from this somehow and stop dropping balls, as I often do now. Right? So we've all had these little speeches in our head or out of our mouths. And too often they come from our mouths. And they portray this negative way of thinking, an attitude. And it's this attitude that reflects the way that we think most of the time, because we all drop balls. The key to happiness is the attitude that we choose when we do drop balls, negative or positive. Are patterns of thinking. The victory is not in the falling down, as Donnie says, but when you get up. Negative or positive attitudes are patterns of thinking. The glass is half empty or the glass is half full. Attitude. Listen, you'll be much happier and less stressful with the right attitude. This is your boy, Levon Says, and thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time in my next video. One love. Go.